Hello, everyone. Happy Whinypaluza Wednesday.
No need to whine. It's Whinypaluza
Oh my
Wednesday. Have some wine and join us on Whinypaluza Wednesday with the Greene family.
Oh my God! When is the last time you've done that?
I don't
Many years.
Okay, so I thought you were gonna say, and bum bum bum.
Teenage Tuesday.
Ooh, you need a Teenage Tuesday song.
No, I don't.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about Ella's new column, Teenage Tuesday. And then we're going to talk about my recent blog for Whinypaluza Wednesday. So let's start with Ella.
Alright.
Ella, tell them what you decided to do on Tuesdays.
So every Tuesday I decided that I'm going to write a blog and publish it using my mother's platform. So far I've done similar topics to her, but I think I will move into more current event stuff.
Hey
as we
now.
move on.
No. This is for teenagers. It's not.
I know. Teenagers need to know about that stuff, and I would make it apply to teenagers.
Okay,
I have a plan.
I gave you 2 requested topics.
Yes, you did, and I will probably do those.
Okay, so I would like it to pertain to the work that I do for families, which is not current events. So
I have a plan.
Okay, we will.
You apparently need to discuss the plan off camera.
It's okay. This is live. This is real life, people. This is my life. This is family. So tell them what your first column was and tell them what your second column is.
Okay, so my first column was all about 8 lessons from 8 marking periods of high school.
So go read it at whinypaluza.com. It was great.
Thank you.
And what is your recent column from yesterday?
My column from yesterday is about the platinum rule.
So go read that. She has 2 columns posted at whinypaluza.com, and she is an excellent writer, and she can give you the teenage point of view.
And a lot of her tips apply to life and business and not just high school.
Absolutely. The 8 lessons
Yes.
pertained to me and not just teenagers,
It pertain to me.
and pertain to Dad. So tell them what the platinum rule is
The platinum rule is that you should treat everyone how they want to be treated.
instead of.
Treat everyone how you want to be treated.
So the goal.
Yeah, that's actually the golden rule. Sounds kind of selfish now that you think about it.
Right? Because not everyone wants to be treated the same way you do. I mean, it's a
We
good...
don't all have the same love language, for example.
So it comes from a good place. It comes from the place of, would you want someone to do that to you?
Right.
Like, would you?
It's
Right. It's
starting children on the path to empathy.
to kindness and like, how do you feel and what would you want? But Ella takes it to another level.
Well,
right?
yeah, because to actually respect someone, you have to treat them how they want to be treated.
So you had a good example, I think, about yourself.
So I don't love nicknames. I would rather just be called my name. So obviously, I'm not going to refuse to call someone by their nickname, and once they know, someone probably won't call me a nickname, unless it's the one approved one.
So it's interesting because growing up, everyone tried to call me Becky, and I put the kibosh on that.
You were not that
I
cute.
am not a Becky. If you know me, you know that I'm not a Becky. I'm okay with other nicknames, but not that one.
Like, I'm okay with Elle and Ella Bella.
What don't you like?
Super Ella.
Oh.
I thought I was the only one who called you that.
I don't
and
like
maybe
it.
and maybe a teacher.
I don't like it.
How come?
I don't know. I just don't.
Okay. So we learned something.
All right, so I guess we won't be publishing any more Super Ella books.
I think that ship sailed.
Do you have any lessons from your high school column that you can share that you liked, like a favorite? Do you remember any of them? I'm trying to remember my favorite one.
I remember talking about how hard work is always inevitable.
And it
Okay.
pays off.
Right.
Right.
Anything else you want to share from the first column?
I mean, something I came up with now that I don't think I put in the column is that life is hard either way.
So choose your heart.
Yeah.
Choose
Like,
your hard.
everyone's life is hard.
You either have the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. The only difference is discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons.
Yep.
Right. So there's this whole thing that is around social media of like marriage is hard, divorce is hard, being overweight is hard, being fit is hard. Like choose your hard.
Right.
Right?
And also, this comes from psychology class, actually, when we were learning about, like, the phases you go throughout life, and like how at the end it's either, I don't remember, regret or happiness, essentially, in fancier terms.
So we don't want to have regrets. So study hard and get good grades so that you don't have regrets about not doing that.
I'm trying.
You're succeeding. So, do you want to talk about my blog or do you want to run away?
I'll talk about your blog.
Okay, can
Include
you
my father?
Can you try to
Hello.
Can you try to fit in?
Now I can.
So, okay. So we are going to talk about a mom's reflection on graduation and motherhood, and we can get Ella's perspective on all of this. Ella, I don't think you read this.
I did not.
So you don't know anything that I wrote about. So when
Something to do with graduation and motherhood.
I figured.
when monumental things are happening in my life, how do I go to my son's graduation and then not write about it? Like, that just didn't seem...
Yeah.
It just felt like, it feels like when big things happen, I should write about it. So I felt like we're all going through, oh, somebody didn't like that. Somebody turned off our light. So
You just need an electrician.
the spirit is here. It doesn't agree with what I said.
What spirit?
So you have gone through, as a mother, you have gone through preschool graduation, elementary school graduation, middle school graduation, et cetera, et cetera. You have learned things along the way. So feel free to chime in. I mean, you don't have to have a high school graduate to be part of this conversation. So feel free to tell us what you have learned as your children level up. We are now on to leveling up to college, which is crazy to say to you. So what I realized, so we had quite the spin of events this week. We went in for a consult for Max to get his wisdom teeth out. Emily, thank you. She says it's good lighting. The spirit said I needed better lighting.
It's the real Whinypaluza fairy.
Okay, so there's a fairy in the house playing with our lights. So anyways, I got to stay focused here. So we had a spin of events this week. And we went in for a consult for Max to have his wisdom teeth out. And it turned out they only had 3 dates available. People, if you want dates with doctors, it is July 2nd. If you want anything in the summer, go do it now. Go talk to them now because these doctors are really booked up. So they had 3 dates. And the only date that Max could fit in was yesterday. So we went from the consult on Monday to the wisdom teeth out on Tuesday. So I am a little thrown off, but it goes a lot with the first lesson that I want to talk about. And that is letting go isn't the end. It's a new kind of holding. And as I was writing this, which again is at whinypaluza.com, you can go read the whole thing. I was sitting next to Max in the waiting room. And she goes, hey, buddy, come up and sign your waiver. And my heart started beating so fast. And I was like, oh, my goodness. I didn't need to sign the waiver. He's 18. Max is signing his own waiver. And it hurt a little bit. Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, he still wants me here. He still needs me here. But it looks different. So it's just... it's not ending. Parenting never ends. It's just gonna look different. Right?
Right. I mean, you still text your mom every day.
Listen, take notes from me. I text my mother or talk to her on the phone every day.
You're such a good daughter.
Yeah, well, take notes.
Well, to be clear, she's not texting Grammy, yes, mother, I'm still alive today.
Going to NYU, and I said, you're gonna have to text me every day and say I'm alive, I'm okay. The stress of being a mother. So I followed Max to the car service place to get an inspection for his car, and I was like, wow, like this looks really different. I'm not dropping him off at soccer. Right? What did it used to look like, Seth? I'm literally picking him up at the car dealer for them to inspect his car. I was like, this looks very different.
Yep.
Does it hit you ever that it looks different? Or is it just the mother over here?
It I did not experience, I was not there when he had to sign his own waiver, and I did not go to the car inspection place. However, yes, I had one of those moments today when something from college financial aid hit. So,
Oh, goodness. Or what about, Seth is going to give you some advice right now. Seth, where did we take Max to sign a bunch of documents?
the lawyer,
Okay, so tell them.
he's 18, so we needed a healthcare proxy, power of attorney, HIPAA form, because legally, if something was happened and he was unconscious, like the hospital doesn't have to talk to you unless you have those documents.
Okay, so what I'm going to say as your wife is that to you that is common sense, to other people it is not. So I wanted you to tell everybody so that they know when their kid turns 18, that's a good thing to go do.
Yeah, and it's only common sense because I do it every day.
Right, but you act like we should just know that. And when
I wasn't trying to act like
right?
anything. I'm sorry.
And I appreciate the fact that you do this for a living and that you know to do this, and it's very smart when your kid turns 18 and before they go off to college.
Yes.
So celebration and grief can live in the same moment. If you are a mother, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think that a mother whose son or child is graduating and going to college, I think that every single mother who has been through it knows that we can have a million emotions at one time, and that
My brain does not compute, but yes, it breaks watching yours have all the feelings at the same time.
I do go all over the place, and Seth has a lot of trouble.
Talent.
Seth is like women, man. I mean, he can't keep up with all the feelings.
Yep.
There's a lot of feelings.
I feel like celebration and happiness is almost the acceptance stage of grief.
I feel like I'm going to explain this to you, and I want your opinion. I am so excited for Max. I am so excited. And I'm also sad.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you're sad for you, but happy for him.
Exactly. So I feel like I can celebrate and be happy. Corey and Emily are both here.
We'll see you all very soon, I would imagine.
Oh, so are you going to go to
The reunion.
the Old Homes Day tent? Are you two going to be there? Because Mr. Greene is going to bring me there.
Oh, that's right. It's my class. It's
So
not your
Seth's-
class, but you guys could join us. You're invited.
So Seth's class is having their reunion during Old Homes Day. So I think that you two should come.
You should totally come.
You're not too old. I'm
I
going.
went to hers and no one told me I was too young.
Come on, Emily.
Yeah, Friday the 18th.
Come and join us. Corey's probably not going to be in town. Corey, are you going to be in town? So I'm totally off topic.
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about parenting never ends. I am sorry, but I'm going to let you guys know that I am... Oh, Emily
Thanks,
says
Emily.
she told you you were too young to be there.
She did not tell me that.
Emily's going to try to come.
Okay.
So I'm 49. I still text my mother for advice. I still call her for advice. I still tell her when my plane lands. She's still parenting me, and I'm almost 50. So parenting will never end, people. So don't be sad. You're still a parent even when your kid graduates. Every stage is hard. Yes, parenting never ends, and every stage is hard, and every stage is different. And I tell parents that we will miss you, Corey. I wish you were going to be in town. When you figure out a stage, your children change.
Yeah, just when you think you got it all figured out.
So like we might figure out 16 with Ella, and then Lily will come around and 16 will look totally different with her.
Well, yeah, because every kid is different.
Or we might figure out how to help you with your stress today, and tomorrow it might not work. You might need something different.
Yep.
So I'm just saying parenting is hard, partially because we're always trying to figure out how to be the most helpful and how to stay sane through the process. Because there are moments where I feel like I'm going crazy. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. And one of the things that helps me not feel crazy, which you won't agree with, so you saw me in the kitchen. You saw the mess that I made. Do you know how crazy that makes me feel?
Yeah.
So if I have a clean kitchen, I feel much more sane than when stuff is all over the place.
I feel that way with school sometimes.
Oh, because you told me you feel the opposite.
Well, not about cleanliness, but school makes me feel insane sometimes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
that's your version of the
that's
that's my version of the kitchen.
Aha. Emily agrees with us. So why does school make you feel that way? What about it? Trying to get good grades?
Sure, yeah, we'll go with that.
Or you can give us the actual answer.
You could give us the real answer.
Trying to get into college makes me feel insane sometimes.
Okay, I can totally understand that.
So let me ask you this. If I could guarantee you that you will go to a good school.
You say that all the time.
No. Listen, if I can guarantee it, does your stress feel any different?
No.
If I promise you that you will go to a good school.
No.
What if I get an admissions counselor to sign us to make the promise, not
Why?
your mother?
What is
Maybe.
But
See, your mother doesn't count.
But what is so stressful about it if you know that you're going to go somewhere good?
I don't.
You have so many options. You think none of the schools are going to take you? Okay, so what's the worst case scenario? So this is what I want you to do with someone. If they are really stressed out about something, if you go over the worst case scenario and you help them see that they can handle the worst case
And
scenario,
that probably won't happen.
it helps reduce their stress.
All right, we're doing some cognitive behavioral therapy, Ella.
So
All
what
right,
is
what's the worst case
the
scenario?
worst possible case scenario?
I get it nowhere.
But
Okay, and then what happens?
I don't gotta go.
okay, well,
And then
wait.
what happens?
I reapply.
And then what happens?
I don't know.
And then what happens?
I don't know.
Okay, so what worst case scenario? You don't know. Will you die because of that?
No.
Okay, will your parents still love you?
Yes.
Will they help you get to wherever I don't know is?
Yes.
Okay, so then you can survive I don't know.
I can survive.
What are the odds of you not getting in absolutely anywhere? Given that you know
Probably
that
0%.
right.
You're gonna get in somewhere.
And then
somewhere.
theoretically, even if it wasn't where you wanted to go, you could go there for a year and then transfer.
Right.
Okay, would you like to read Leslie's comment? Or Seth?
Oh, I thought Ella was doing it. Adult children has been my most difficult phase. They want the adult benefits and privileges without necessarily the responsibilities. And trying to find the new boundaries and trying to let go. Amen, Leslie. Thank you for your contribution. We haven't gotten there yet.
Leslie, that makes a lot of sense. Every stage is challenging for different reasons, and we figure it out together.
Leslie, is that I do what I want when I want, but I want you to pay for it all?
Yeah, I'm wondering exactly what that looks for. That sounds like a new topic for
Yes,
me.
I think that would be a good topic. I
think
would like to
that's-
learn about this, Leslie.
So
You are ahead of us.
this was me living at home as an adult. So I went to college, I went to UB and I lived at home and I had my own car and I drove to school every day. And I didn't have, I was an adult. I didn't have a curfew. I didn't really have, my responsibilities were maybe a couple days of work while going to college. And I paid for my car, but that's all that I paid for. So I didn't have many responsibilities. So it really was a good deal.
For you, yes.
But I'm saying I think I understand what she's saying. I don't know that the parents think it's a good deal.
We can have a separate discussion about that one.
I could talk to my parents about how that felt for them, but my job was basically to go to college and get good grades.
Right. She has she might have a child or two out of college. Worst case,
Yes.
you don't get into college, and you can always go to community college to start where you will be a star.
Thank you.
True.
Right. And I want to tell everybody watching that Ella knows that out of the 14, 12 schools that we have gone over, and she'll probably apply to more than that, one of those schools will take her.
At least.
So she will have at least a couple options. And I'm trying so hard to reduce her stress. So if you have some advice for Ella to reduce her stress, she does not, someone could say the exact same
Yes, and
thing
she
as
will
her
hear it, not
mother,
from us.
and she will actually hear you. So I am telling everybody who watches this, comment below and give Ella some advice, because she'll probably listen to you. She won't listen to me, but I am going to tell Ella she will get in somewhere. So success is not just about academics. If school is not maybe your child's thing, and your child is not getting the hundreds that my daughter next to me is getting, it doesn't mean that they're not successful. You don't have to get good grades to be successful. Maybe they're really good at cosmetology school. Maybe they're really good at their job that is in school. Maybe they are really respectful to all of the teachers. Do you know that it makes me even more proud if a teacher tells me that they saw my kid, caught my kid doing something kind at school? Like when they tell me that, I feel the grades are great. I'm proud of your grades. Don't think that I'm not proud. I'm just saying I'm even more proud if a teacher tells me.
Ella went and sat with some girl who was sitting by herself at lunch today and sat with her.
I have done that.
I know that's why it was my example.
Ella met one of her best friends in middle school. She was sitting by herself at lunch, and Ella and her friend invited her to come sit with them. And I don't know that I've ever been more proud of her. Like, that is pure kindness. And to notice that and do something about it. And she became one of your best friends.
I know.
It's pretty amazing.
That's awesome. I also said hi to the new girl in psych, and she became one of my good friends.
Oh, honey.
Leslie says, when I was in school, the teacher comments were way more important than my grades on my report card. Yep.
I mean, when you read those teacher comments, that makes you feel. The hundreds make me think, oh, these kids know how to work hard and I'm so proud of their work ethic. But the comments makes you really feel like you're doing a good job as a parent.
I'm raising good human beings.
And if you're not getting good comments on the report card, that doesn't mean that you're not a good parent. It means that parenting is hard and you're trying. So trying and showing up is what makes you a good parent.
Yep.
Yes.
Amen.
My job was to prepare. As a parent, like, I'm trying to say, these are the lines that I'm saying to myself that I think work. Okay? So Seth, I want you to comment on these lines.
I'm ready.
Don't jump in and fix it. Let them figure it out.
That is something I work on not doing semi-regularly.
Seth and I struggle, but we know that's what we need to do. It's easier to do it yourself, but teach them they need to learn.
Yep.
Right?
These all apply to work too.
Let them go. They will be okay. Oh my God. When Seth said to me the other day, they will figure it out, like, I needed to hear that. That was real. Like, sometimes you really pull out the exact line that I need to hear.
That's very helpful when I do that.
Okay, talk less, listen more. Ella taught me that one.
And she got it from Hamilton.
Oh, she did.
No, Hamilton is talk less, smile more.
Smile more. Thank you. I apologize about my misquotation. Thank you for correcting me.
I need to talk less and I need to listen to my kids. And the less that I talk, the more that they talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the older I get, the more I can stop myself from babbling.
Awesome.
I'm an extrovert. Extroverts talk a lot. Introverts think before they speak. Extroverts just blurt it all out. So extroverts have to have more self-control than an introvert because an introvert does it naturally.
I'm just blessed like that. And I thought before I said that to make myself look good. I'm here all week.
I've grown a lot too. Max tells me that I'm different with Lily than I was when he was 12.
Yes.
But I'm a different person.
Yes.
Like that was 6 years ago.
And it was first time having a 12-year-old. Now it's your third time having a 12-year-old.
Having your first kid go first and do things, you're a very different parent than by the time you get to the third time of doing it.
Yep.
Right?
We talk about that a lot.
So all three of you get a different version of me.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you get a different version of me because you need different things.
Right.
And because Max goes first, so he gets it the hardest.
Yep.
The oldest child gets it the hardest. The youngest...
Yes! You're tired.
You literally just took the words out of my mouth. By the time I get to Lily... I'm exhausted. And I'm like, just go to Wegmans. I don't even care.
I wasn't even allowed to walk around the block by myself at 12.
Yes, but she goes with friends.
She's not doing it by herself.
If you have people with you, I'm much more likely to say yes. See, Brandy agrees with me.
Yeah.
Okay, doing it differently. I'm doing it differently than my parents, and that is not putting them down. My parents did a fantastic job. I think my brother and I turned out well. What do you think, honey?
I think you turned out pretty well.
I think they They did a great job. But they did things differently than I'm doing things. And college is a perfect example. And it's because Seth and I agree. I want them to go where they want to go. I don't want Max to go to Berkeley.
Yeah,
Seth,
we have some limits.
Seth and I did not let Max.
I'm not allowed to go to USC.
No, you're not.
Seth and I did not let Max apply to Berkeley. He did want to go. I'm much more comfortable with him a couple hours away. I am trying to keep them to the East Coast, but I don't even know if I'm going to succeed with that.
We might lose one to the Midwest.
We might lose. We might lose one to the Midwest. So I'm just doing it differently. We learn from our parents, and we learn from our first kid maybe what we want to do differently with our second kid. I learned Corey says there's always a million photos of the first child. By the time 2 and 3 come around, who has the time? Oh my gosh.
So true.
So Lily
takes the pictures of herself. We have lots of selfies of Lily and her friends.
So I need Seth to do me a favor.
Okay.
And I know what you're going to say.
Okay.
Corey, that's accurate. It's what you heard and it's accurate. Max has all these albums and they're all labeled.
Oh, God.
And Lily's
You have
like...
22,000 pictures you haven't printed.
Lily's like, where are my albums? So I need Seth. Seth did an awesome job and printed me social media photo books.
Yes.
He did a few years.
Yeah.
I started social media when Max was 1.
Yeah.
So I need, if you did like 3 or 4, I need the rest of them.
Well, the problem is you started taking way more pictures. So I got overwhelmed trying to pick and get it down to like a photo book of 100 pages. Because if you just say, hey, print me every Facebook picture for the year of that year, the book was like $200-$300. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing that. You got to narrow it down. And I didn't want to pick the wrong pictures, so I stopped.
Okay, so can we do that together?
No, but I could show you how to pick the pictures and print them for yourself.
Okay, you'll teach me.
Yes.
So I need to get better at printing pictures. Number 1 and number 3 look a lot alike, so we might pass off some pictures as number 3. I won't tell anybody.
Okay, Leslie, your secret's safe
I
with
won't
us.
tell Sarah.
Don't tell Sarah. I definitely have more pictures of Max. That is very accurate. So
The phone's also got a lot better. He was born the year the iPhone came out, so we were using a real digital camera as opposed to an iPhone where you take 27 pictures of the same thing.
things have changed.
A little bit.
So
they made it too easy.
So I do want to print pictures. That is one of my goals. There's many goals. There's many things that I need to do. And unfortunately, as my kids one by one go to college, I will have more time to do things like that. So
It's
fortunately.
going to be the hoarder house, but of picture albums that you finally had time to print.
Well, I need to do like a social media book per year. That's the goal.
Okay.
You don't think I'm going to be able to do that with all my pictures?
I think you have way too many pictures.
I would say just do like the super monumental years.
Yeah. Well, no. Just do the super monumental things in the year.
Yes.
Like monumental would be Max's graduation. Like
right.
I don't
you don't need a
need
picture of him at Dairy Queen.
And Lily has, let's just make up 6 competitions. We don't need pictures of 6 competitions.
I'll remind you of that when you start printing.
I'm not going to print 6 competitions. I'm just saying.
All right. I have a different sweatshirt every time. We got to see.
So is there anything as your son graduated, is there anything that you learned along the way that I did not talk about?
That we can do it. That we're going to grow up as parents and we're going to make mistakes and it's going to be okay. And they can still be fabulous kids and do amazing things, even though, we weren't perfect or there are times that I beat myself up over things I did or didn't do.
I have learned, and I have written about this. So Seth, I don't know if you've actually read it. I have learned it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, and it's about just doing it every day and parenting every day and going to the things every day.
Yeah.
And I don't have to do it well. Showing up makes me a good parent.
Yep.
And you don't expect me to be perfect.
I do
No.
not.
So I'm talking to Ella, not you.
Perfection doesn't exist.
I know that Seth doesn't expect me to be perfect. I'm saying my kids don't expect me to be perfect. I'm human. And I think that when I mess up and tell them and maybe apologize, I'm teaching them more than when I do a good job doing something. So I'm teaching them that it's okay to be human and mess up and how to handle that. And there was something else that you said. Oh, so as Max graduated, I felt like I was graduating.
Yes.
Like I felt like Seth said, we did it. Like we raised him those 18 years. We showed up every day. We showed up for all his things. And we raised him. We did 18 years of being there for him every single day.
Yep.
Ella, anything that you learned as your brother is graduating that you want to share?
It's possible.
Well, we know it's possible. You can do
Yeah,
that.
there was no doubt.
You can do that with your hands tied
Getting
behind.
into the Ivy League school.
Yes, that one was, we weren't, yes.
Okay, I want to tell you what I did not write that I have learned for Ella. And Ella unfortunately has to suffer from this lesson. My son talked about Cornell for 4 years. I cannot express to you the stress that I felt over him having all of his eggs in one basket. I asked him to spread his eggs. He got into the University of Michigan and he was thrilled. And he promised me that he would be okay going there if he didn't get into Cornell. So I knew that he would be fine. And I knew he had an amazing backup school. But when he got into Cornell, you could tell.
Yeah, I have never seen the tears of relief from you of all that stress coming out. That is that day will be forever in my memory for many reasons.
So we're not doing that again.
No.
So
My eggs are very spread out.
So I said to Ella after Max got into Cornell, and I can't even express to you my stress. It all came out that day. It just like flooded out of my eyes and came out. And I looked at Ella and I said, I am not doing that again. So Ella's going to have multiple eggs in multiple baskets. And we're not going to talk about NYU and Northwestern and Brown and Columbia. And we're not going to...
We are, but we're not going to only talk about
No.
one.
I'm saying we're not going to talk about one. We're going
Right.
to talk about all 14 wonderful schools.
Yes.
And we're going to apply to lots of schools, and we're going to be happy with lots of schools.
Yes.
So we are doing it differently.
We're
and
it
you're
better
going to
the second
read
time.
every single essay.
And I'm going to do it differently with Lily. So I'm going to learn stuff from Ella, and then I'll do it differently with Lily. So anyways, anything else anyone wants to share?
Who's on the podcast on Friday?
Erica Bonham is doing Always Enough, Never Done.
Ooh, I like that line.
Never done learning, growing, being enough. So you're going to like her. She taught me a lot. That was a fun podcast. I learned a lot from these ladies. So that airs on Friday. And right now in the Whinypaluza Mom group is the July Summer Challenge. And it's only 3 days, July 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So go jump in. You can comment on yesterday's post, today's post, and tomorrow's post and get entered to win summer prizes.
Go to whinypaluza.com, find the link tree sign up for all of Rebecca's amazing free resources, and help her reach more moms and more parents by liking, commenting, sharing, reviewing, rating, and subscribing, because that activity tells the algorithms on all the platforms to share her content with more people.
Oh, Diane, we love you too. That's so sweet. I want to say that my wonderful friend said, oh my gosh, this podcast with Seth and Lily is amazing, but I don't know, Brandy, hearts back to you. She says, I don't know how to rate it or review it. So you are going to click on my picture in the podcast, I believe. And you have to scroll to the bottom. And it has 5 stars. And I will hope that you will give me 5 stars.
And then click write a review.
And then write a review.
Write a couple sentences.
So when people do that, then they show my podcast to more people.
So please help.
So I realize that people don't know how to do that, though.
Now
So
they do.
I need to post about that.
You could post a short video of you reviewing.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Okay, I will do that.
Why don't you borrow Lily's phone, post a review of my new podcast, and demonstrate how to do it?
Okay, so thank you for joining us. And thank you for all of your wonderful wishes when I posted about Max graduating. Max and Seth and I read all of your comments and appreciate it. And we hope that you are having a wonderful start to the summer. And we will see you next week.
Happy Whinypaluza
Thank you for
Wednesday.
watching Whinypaluza Wednesday with the Greene family.
I can't believe
Throwback
Ella
Tuesday.
is back for the what is this vlog?
Yes.
Yeah, the vlog.
Whatever this is, Ella's back. Thank you for tuning in to the Whinypaluza podcast. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. While you are there, leave a review. I love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.